כל מי ששאל למה אין לימודים בעזה, אופס, נפל לנו טיל עליכם, איזה בסיו, חבל.
Since the war in Gaza started, Israeli soldiers on the front line have been broadcasting the devastation and their dehumanization of Palestinians on social media. From a tank technician who boasted he crushed a Palestinian man seen through his viewfinder, to the torture of captives, the destruction of buildings, universities, hospitals, and the torching of homes. All circulated and amplified among Israelis back home. While terrorizing Palestinians and a world that has watched the horror of Gaza unfold in real time. I want to find out what these disturbing videos reveal about Israel. From the soldiers on the front line.
ברור שיש תחושת עליונות. ביום-יום אני הולך עם תחושת עליונות אל מול עזה.
To the media that dehumanizes Palestinians.
I don't see any problem with humiliating the Palestinians.
To the right-wing politicians who defend them.
The IDF soldiers are the most moral soldiers in the world.
To the radicalized activists who want to resettle Gaza.
שם אני חושב שצריכים להיהרג עד שלא יהיה חמאס. ואם צריך להרוג מיליון, מיליון.
These images were shot by an Israeli soldier on duty in Gaza. What they don't show is the human side of the devastation. But Gazans are also sharing their images of unimaginable suffering. More than 35,000 Palestinians killed and more than 1 million people displaced from their homes. But Israelis fighting on the front line have been posting videos on social media, sending an emphatic message. They've taken back control.
חבר'ה, צהריים טובים. אני בחוף של עזה. צה"ל פה זיקה את המרחב כדי שאני אוכל לרוץ פה יחף.
I've worked in Israel for 2 decades, but I've never seen Israel's Jewish citizens so deeply traumatized, so vengeful. On October the 7th, Hamas posted their horrific attacks on social media, terrorizing Israelis. More than 1,100 people were killed. More than 250 were taken hostage. Since these atrocities, Israelis have united in their war effort and have chosen to view their own version of this war.
חבר'ה, בוקר טוב מעזה. יניב, קבלת שתשתה קפה בעזה?
יש לנו חול, יש לנו ים, יש לנו שמש. לא חסר לנו כלום.
חיים.
I tracked down Ron Karmi, known by his influencer name, Barefoot Ron, back home in Tel Aviv. He's an army reservist whose TikToks from Gaza have garnered millions of views.
So, Ron, tell me about your experience in Gaza and the videos you took.
So in Gaza, I was surprised that the buildings are still standing. Like, you know, everyone say the airstrike are bomb every day and all the tanks are bomb every day. But you understand there is so many houses in Gaza. It's so small place with so many people. You can't take down every building in Gaza.
But Rom referred to a UN school which soldiers did destroy, and he posted for content.
We were in a UN school, and every room was broken. I just posted it. It's 10 seconds video and became viral, and all the Palestine take it and say they laughing about the UN school.
And when you're posting videos from Gaza, do you have to get permission to post them from your commander?
There is it's called BAM, like a unit that check the videos. I ask for my permission, but I know the rules. Like I know what you can upload, what to show, what not to show. And actually, yeah, the unit need to see the video first. I ran twice in Gaza, and my commander was very. They want me to do it.
יש פה מלא בומים כל הזמן, ממש מראים בשדה הקרב.
I think it's part of the war.
You think it's what?
Part of the war.
Okay.
Like in these days, the fights, it's not just to fight. It's one of it is to film it. The Israeli army is understood the problem. We have other battle in the social media. They are very encouraged the creator content.
Part of the propaganda war.
Yeah, I make a lot of videos.
To terrorize the enemy.
Yeah.
I asked Rom about this now notorious image of a wounded and bound Palestinian captive. The Israeli army has described this as a field questioning, not torture. It told us where suspicion of a criminal offence arises, an investigation is opened by the military police.
I think the guy in the chair, I think it's good. Because
It's good for that image to be seen, you think?
yeah, because we want.
Even if he's in a torture situation.
Yeah, of course, because it's part of the war, and we want our enemy will see it. Because we want our enemy will be scared from us, and will see what happened. That everyone that mess with Israel.
You won't believe where my unit found this weapon.
Next to this school, there is a house where we found 2 AK-47.
Soldiers are also posting videos with weapons they claim to have found. We could not independently verify these videos. Either way, can decimating entire neighborhoods and posting about it online ever be justified? The UN report says it will take 80 years to rebuild 370,000 homes.
Well, you know, in this situation now, the world was told by Israel that its army was targeting Hamas.
Yeah.
But when they see some of these videos that are coming out, posted by soldiers, do you understand that some people have the impression that it's actually not trying to destroy Hamas, but trying to destroy Gaza? Do you understand why people have that impression?
Yeah, for sure. What is the story you believe?
In the wake of October the 7th, and with so many hostages still in captivity, Israeli public opinion has remained strongly in support of the brutal assault in Gaza. The majority even believe the military was using too little force. The once small but vocal Israeli peace movement has all but disappeared. All this as the International Criminal Court has requested 5 arrest warrants for war crimes. From Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu and his defense minister. From Hamas, it's Gaza leader Yahya Sinwar and 2 others. Now the most mobilized activists in Israel are radical groups like Zeteo, led by Reut Ben-Haim. Today they're trying to block vital food aid getting to Gaza.
אנחנו רוצים חסימה אפקטיבית לאורך שעות, אנחנו רוצים לחסום לחמאס את האוכל.
She's sharing her message to her online followers.
בסדר? עוד כמה שעות מחבלים, חמושים, הולכים לטפס על המשאיות האלה ולחגוג. הם לא דורכים על המשאיות, הם דורכים על הכבוד של עם ישראל, הם דורכים עלינו. מאיפה לארגון הטרור הקטן והקיקיוני הזה יש יכולת להמשיך לפגוע בנו? מאיפה? כי אנחנו מזינים אותם.
They're on their way to Nitzana, one of 3 aid entry points into Gaza that remain open. According to one Israeli think tank, 2/3 of Jewish Israelis oppose the transfer of humanitarian aid to Gaza residents. What I can't understand is how a mother of 8 is trying to block food to starving children in Gaza.
How's your baby doing?
It's hard, but I can't stay at home.
Are you not concerned that by blocking the aid going to Gaza, a lot of Palestinians who are already suffering are starving?
It's a wrong question, okay? Because the aid gets to Hamas. The aid goes to Hamas.
We hit a roadblock with the border police. There's blurred lines between Reut and those there to enforce the law. But Mum is still on her mission to get to the border. Since the beginning of the onslaught in Gaza, the delivery of food has been weaponized. In March of this year, UN experts called out Israel's imposed starvation. The first item of the ICC arrest warrant request says Prime Minister Netanyahu and his defense minister bear criminal responsibility for the starvation of civilians in Gaza. Hunger, terror, death. There's no respite for the Palestinians. One of the most notorious social media videos from Gaza is of an Israeli soldier, face blurred, holding a banner advertising a barbershop. Beside him, 3 bound and prone Palestinians, presumed dead. This is Ido, the barbershop owner, who lives just outside Tel Aviv.
וכאן כל הצוות שלו, יומיים לפני שהם יצאו לנסיגה, הם תפסו 3 מבוקשים שתכננו לעשות עליהם פיגוע נ"ט על כל איפה שהם ישנו, ובאותו רגע הוא שלח לי מסר שלא רק שאני חי, אני חי וקיים, וגם בעזרת השם העסק שלך יהיה חי וקיים. זה הדגל של החנות שלי. כאן יש 3 מבוקשים שנעצרו.
So that's your brother, and then there's the dead here.
No, הם לא הרוגים. הם עצורים.
But in this video, here, you see the people, but they're not moving. They're not moving.
If you see, look, בן אדם מת, לא שם את הידיים ככה וקשור.
But they're not moving in the video. They're not moving at all. So,
of course.
How can you be certain that they weren't killed?
אני אסביר לך. אם אתה רואה את התנועת צוואר שלו, הוא עושה ככה. הוא מחזיק את הצוואר. בן אדם מת, אין לו שום כוח בגוף, ובטח הוא לא יכול לסדר את הידיים. אוקיי?
Do you understand that people around the world are shocked by this video and other videos coming out?
אני הצגתי סרטון שמעביר תקווה, מעביר מסר מאוד ברור לעם שלי. לא חושב שיש בעיה לחייך שאתה תופס את אותו בן אדם ארור. הפוך. חושב שצריך לחייך, וצריך גם לגרום לו להשלים במכנסיים, כי אותו בן אדם רצה להרוג משפחה שלמה שלך. פשוט. אני מקבל את זה שעינוי של שבויים זה פשע מלחמה, אבל לא עינוי של מחבלים.
There is no way to verify the identity of these Palestinians. The Israeli army told us it examines events and videos of this kind and handles them with disciplinary measures. It added, where behavior of the soldiers is inappropriate, it is handled accordingly. These soldiers' videos from the front line are also gaining traction on mainstream TV. This is a special forces operator, Hen Cohen. His viral videos from Gaza landed him a spot on one of Israel's most popular national bulletins.
חן כהן, לוחם בצנחנים, שיצא שלשום מעזה, חן הוא נגר, ובעלים של העסק חן מטבחים, ועכשיו, אחרי 3 חודשים של לחימה בשטח, הוא חזר לעסק שלו, הוא מנסה לשקים אותו מחדש. חן, שלום לך. ברצועת עזה שמצאת, איך לומר, חן מטבחים גם ברצועת עזה. בוא נראה ביחד.
ומה שיש לנו כאן זה מטבח עזתי. יש לנו פה מזווה 40 סנטים, 2 יחידות, מגירות, בלי דלתות ובלי מדפים.
טוב, חן מטבחים, אנחנו קנינו כמובן את המטבח הזה שהצעת.
I'm trying to understand the motivation behind these humiliating videos from everyday Israelis. Guys like this who fit your kitchen.
ובאתי להראות גם לקהל הישראלי את המטבחים בעזה כחלק משמירה על שפיות בתוך מלחמה. חלק זה מוצא חן בעיניהם כי זה עושה להם תחושה טובה על הלב לראות שאנחנו בעזה ושאנחנו מנצחים. וחלק זה נותן להם תחושה של חדירה למרחב הפרטי של העזתים, או שישראל משפילה את עזה.
חסר לנו קצת התנור, חסר לנו המיקרוגל, חסר לנו פה המדיח, המקרר גם כן חסר, אבל יש לנו ידיות אינטגרליות ומדפים.
ברור שיש תחושת עליונות. ביום-יום אני הולך עם תחושת עליונות אל מול עזה. בגלל זה אני נמצא במקום שאני נמצא בו, והם נמצאים במקום שהם נמצאים בו. הם עסוקים בלחפור מנהרות ולייצר טילים ולהרוג את עצמם ואותנו, ואנחנו עסוקים בחיים וברפואה ובהתפתחות ובכלכלה ובעסקים ובמשפחתיות. מי לא מרגיש עליון ביחס אליהם?
שום דלת לא נפרטת, אין טביעות אצבע, המגירות לא יכולות להתקלקל כי הן לא קיימות. קחו מטבחים מעזה, תעזבו אותי בשקט.
חלק מהמלחמה זה שאתה מביא תמונה אחורה אל האוכלוסייה שאתה נלחם בעבורה, וחלק מהתמונה הזו היא מייצרת השפלה, כי אתה נלחם, ובמלחמה הצד שמפסיד הוא מושפל.
ליאם! מה, זהו, חוזרים? מה אמרת? אמרתי...
I ask him if he's not worried about the impact of the soldiers' viral social media posts.
לי באופן אישי ממש לא אכפת לי, ואני לא חושב שצריך להיות חיים ביום שאחרי בעזה. אז זה לא מעסיק אותי, הנקודה הזאת. האם זה משפיל, יחזרו, לא יחזרו, מה יהיה שם? לא חושב שצריך להישאר במקום הזה חיים.
I want to find out more about the link between the soldiers' social media posts and the mainstream media. I've come to Channel 14, Netanyahu's channel of choice. This is Itamar Fleischmann, panelist on The Patriots Show, one of Israel's most influential talk shows. Their ratings and fandom have skyrocketed since October the 7th.
I'm afraid. He says everything that's true.
How important is this program for Israelis?
It's the only show that I watch. It's the only channel that I watch. The news is the truth. You can't trust any other channel. I trust them.
This clip from Itamar on The Patriots Show caused a stir online.
לא יוצאים מעזה, אתם תמשיכו לרעוב, תמשיכו למות, הבתים שלכם ימשיכו להישרף, הילדים שלכם ימשיכו לחיות בבוץ ובניילון, עד שאחרון החטופים לא בא לכאן חזרה.
Is your show popular with soldiers? Do they feel encouraged by your... Tell me about that. Tell me about the response.
We get many videos of soldiers watching the show on the front lines. These are our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, they are all there.
And what are they saying to you about the program?
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep pushing us forward. Keep insist on the right of Israel to fight this war. I am a servant of our soldiers. Anything they need, I will be there for them.
אנחנו גדחן 271 בין מסר לחמאס. למרות
I know this. Right?
You think it's great?
Yeah, why not?
על חשיבה מחדש.
Why do you say it's great?
Because the bomb is going to go off in 1 second. Yes. Yes, don't cross our border. Every place that was complicit in this crime will be destroyed in this way.
But that's a huge amount of civilian infrastructure as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I will again advise you to go to Gaza and see for yourself. What is the meaning of civilian infrastructure?
לכל מי ששאל למה אין לימודים בעזה, אופס, נפל לנו טיל עליכם, איזה פסאיו, חבל.
Here's a soldier saying that they've destroyed the university. There's no more education now in Gaza.
So what? You think the education in Gaza was something you need to preserve?
Burning of houses.
Yeah.
And there's a like a
square that had any connection to this tribe would be destroyed.
So people find it's humiliating, you know.
Oh, maybe humiliating. I don't.
Someone's home.
As I told you before, I don't see any problem with humiliating the Palestinians. There is nothing wrong with humiliating. It doesn't matter what we do. It will always be the response of the West. We are exaggerating, but we are working on it. We have genocidal thoughts. That's a lie. A pure lie. And I prefer to live ugly than to die pretty.
I return to the activists blocking the aid. It seems the echo chamber between the Israeli mainstream media and social media is encouraging this kind of direct action. Rayot and her team have reached the crossing point into Gaza.
צריכים פה יותר אנשים בפעם הבאה, זה לא יכול להיות. תראו, זה אלימות, אלימות, אלימות.
Rayot's live stream continues at the border fence.
של חטופה.
As she tends to her baby, I meet another activist from the group.
So have you managed to block the gate now?
Yeah, the gate is closed, as you can see here. We closed it, and the gate will remain closed until they evacuate us if they manage to.
The aid is being blocked, people are starving, and Israel's responsible for that.
The ones who are responsible is Hamas. They are the legitimate government of Gaza. They need to take responsibility. We are at war. It is the war. And I want Israel to win that war, and we need to put pressure on Hamas. And this is the right and the most efficient way to do so.
For the Savtasha group, their blocking is a success. No aid trucks got through that day. In the ensuing weeks, local media identifies some activists from the group ransacking aid trucks. Individuals within the Israeli forces reportedly tipped them off about where to target. Young settlers also stepped in, beating up drivers, looting aid, and even torching trucks heading to Gaza. The extremism reflected in these activists, both online and in the mainstream media, is coming from the top, from the Prime Minister himself, calling up biblical references of brutal retaliation. To his defense minister.
אנחנו מטילים מצור מוחלט על העיר עזה. אין חשמל, אין מזון, אין מים, אין דלק. הכל סגור. אנחנו נלחמים בחיות אדם ואנחנו נוהגים בהתאם.
And his far-right coalition partner, Itamar Ben-Gvir, seen here at a rally in this clip shared online.
זה גם לשחרר, זה גם להתיישב, זה גם להוריש.
I went to speak to the influential former minister, Ayelet Shaked. She's been echoing some sentiments of the ultra-nationalist voices in government.
Soon after October the 7th, you gave an interview on Israeli TV where you said that the Palestinians of Gaza should be removed, right?
No, I didn't say that. בעזרת השם ובעזרת צה"ל, גם את ח'אן יונס נהפוך למגרש כדורגל. אני בטוחה שיהיה לחץ בינלאומי מתישהו, כן, אני מקווה שאחרי שנסיים את המשימה, לשקם את עזה ומה עושים עם עזה. ואז צריך לנצל את זה, לנצל את ההרס שאנחנו נמיט עליהם, לנצל את זה לרתום את מדינות העולם, שכל אחת תיקח מכסה. צריך ש2 מיליון יהגרו. באמת, זה הפתרון להוציא.
But you also said that Khan Yunis should be flattened, turned to a soccer field.
Khan Yunis is a terror city, and the IDF already did the job there. The IDF
So you asked for it to be flattened, yeah? You
not
wanted
flattened, but the IDF...
You said turned to a soccer field.
But the IDF did a good job there.
Can you explain about the posting by many soldiers of what they're up to in Gaza on social media? Is that something that's supposed to boost the morale of the troops and Israeli society?
So the IDF soldiers are there for many months. Some of them try to laugh a bit, but I'm really proud of the IDF soldier. They are really the best and the moral soldiers in the war.
I mean, there's images like this being put all over social media. Are these images you're proud of?
I asked Shaked about the soldiers posing with looted lingerie from deserted or destroyed homes. The UN has said that over 10,000 women have now been killed in Gaza.
In lingerie, wearing women's lingerie,
Look,
celebrating.
Those are soldiers. You need to show pictures of soldiers that were decapitated by Hamas, not to show picture of few soldiers that make laugh after 6 months that they are in war.
No, but there are many videos where, you know, soldiers are with captives.
T'as vu ces enculés, mon neveu? Ces fils de putain? Allez, descends, fils de pute.
There's videos where they've shown that they've tortured captives.
They didn't torture captives. You are lying. You are lying. They are not torture captive. They are going.
This is a video where an Israeli French soldier put a video out.
Investigated. Those murders are being investigated by the IDF. The IDF soldiers are the most moral soldiers in the world, and I can't accept the fact that you are sitting here and sell lies.
T'as vu ces petits fils de putain là? Regarde, il s'est pissé dessus. Regarde, je vais te montrer son dos, tu vas rigoler, regarde. Ils l'ont torturé pour le faire parler. T'as vu son dos? Ah, fils de putain.
That soldier said that these captives had been physically abused, and he was showing the abuse on the back of the captive.
They didn't physically abuse. It's a war. War is a dirty thing.
Okay.
But our soldiers, they are doing this process because of the atrocities that Hamas did on October 7. When you fight the Nazis, you were much more brutal, believe me.
In this volatile climate, extremists who were once considered fringe are becoming more mainstream, emboldened by the rhetoric they hear. These settler youth espouse a messianic ideology. Yosef de Bressa, one of the leaders, bears the symbol of the late Rabbi Meir Kahane, whose party is outlawed as a terrorist group.
So this painting is like a dream of your return. But how are you going to go back there? There are Palestinians there, living there.
קודם כל אין כזה דבר פלסטינים. אין כזה דבר. בעולם חושבים שיש כזה דבר. ערבס. יש ערבים. פלסטינים this bullshit. יש סוריה, ירדן, מצרים. פלסטינים אין. אין כזה דבר.
You don't think there's any such thing as Palestinians?
אין, ערבים. ערבס.
They're plotting to move into a devastated Gaza and re-establish the disbanded Israeli settlements.
לקבוע עובדות בשטח, זה אומר ללכת עם הרגליים, לקבוע עובדות בשטח. אנחנו קובעים, לא הצבא, ולא המשטרה, ולא החוק, ולא הממשלה, ולא אף אחד קובע, העם קובע מה יקרה.
The mission is championed by Kahane's ideological successors in the Jewish Power Party, now in government and led by Israel's controversial security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir. Here he is in a video that went viral on social media and drawing international ire. Ben-Gvir is seen dancing in celebration with other coalition ministers at a conference calling for the resettlement of Gaza. I follow Yosef and his group to a pro-war rally outside Netanyahu's home in Jerusalem.
כמה אני חושב שצריכים להרג עד שלא יהיה חמאס. אם צריך להרוג מיליון, מיליון. זה או שאני והאחים שלי והחברים שלי והמשפחה שלי ימותו, או שהעזתים ימותו.
Yosef is trying to push his extremist settler agenda on the back of a clamor for military escalation. This rally is calling for the invasion of Rafah, the only designated safe zone in Gaza.
ראש הממשלה נתניהו, אנחנו אומרים לך, תנצח את המלחמה הזאת! רק ניצחון על חמאס!
A meeting army reservists who had just come out of Gaza.
ננצח אותו עכשיו. אנחנו רוצים שהחטופים יחזרו, רק עם פעילות צבאית בעזה, אנחנו נחזיר את החטופים. לא במשא ומתן, בפעילות צבאית.
לא רוצים ג'יהאד אסלאמי.
לא פוגע במכוון בחפים מפשע, אבל זה זירת מלחמה, זירת לחימה. בזירת לחימה אני לא אמור למצוא אישה וילדים, למצוא בבית שיש שם מחבל.
To get a better understanding of how and why Israel's become so radicalized, I've come to meet Merav Zonshine, an Israeli journalist and commentator.
The Israeli leadership and the Israeli public didn't think about the occupation, didn't talk about Palestinians. Gaza was the last place that they thought about, and they were in such a process of sweeping it under the rug and dehumanizing Palestinians. I mean, they blockaded a place that is one of the most densely populated places in the world for almost 20 years, and it wasn't an issue in Israeli politics or news. It just wasn't an issue that came up. And so the dehumanization was so extreme that they didn't even think that Palestinians had agency to respond or to resist or to, you know, when you push somebody for so long, it's natural that that is going to explode. And now that everybody understands that they do exist and that it is back on the table, then they are very, very vengeful. And, you know, the social media stuff, I think, is just, unfortunately, a part of how wars are now waged.
What are you seeing in the Israeli media in terms of civilian casualties? What do you actually see?
You don't see images.
What do you not see?
You don't see images of starving Palestinian children the way you do on social media or in other outlets. You don't see it on the evening news.
Nothing.
Almost nothing. The media here is basically an arm of the state. It's mostly propaganda. So the military journalists, they present what the IDF presents. They almost never challenge or refute or question what they're being told.
So when people see these postings on social media of Palestinians who've been tortured or postings mocking dead Palestinians, they accept that. They accept that's part of our situation.
In general, the way the army is acting in Gaza is there's going to be major questions. There already are questions of whether it's genocide. I mean, I don't think they understand just how bad. And the reason I think they don't understand it is because Israel has been able to act with impunity for a very, very long time. Israeli soldiers never have to pay consequences for their actions. And, you know, part of the opposition to Netanyahu and his far-right government is the concern over time that soldiers are going to be implicated for war crimes.
I've got access to a man with unique insight into the Prime Minister and the mounting accusations of war crimes against Israel. As his bodyguard, Ami Dror, seen here in news footage, would have once taken a bullet for his old boss, but he's become a leading voice against what many have called Netanyahu's attempted judicial coup.
Netanyahu is trying to avoid jail. So everything we've seen before October 7th is all about limiting the power of the courts, you know, and applying pressure on them, so he will be able to avoid jail.
Netanyahu's leadership over the war in Gaza has polarized the country.
After 2.5 months of very intensive war in Gaza, the IDF, the Shabak, came to Netanyahu, the world, of course, came to Netanyahu and say, what's the plan? What's the day after plan? And he refused to have this discussion, even in the cabinet, the war cabinet, even in the government. He refused to have this discussion because he knows that the extreme right, the racist part of his government, the moment he does something like this, they will crush his government. It's a miserable failure. Israel is losing the world. Our hostages are not back. Hamas is not defeated. And Netanyahu knows it. He creates infinite damage to the brand Israel for his political, personal reasons.
Downtown Tel Aviv, people are protesting over Netanyahu's leadership, calling for a change in government. The visceral pain for the people killed on October the 7th is palpable here tonight, as is the desperation for the return of the hostages.
עד היום לא לקחתם אחריות על המתקפה האכזרית והנוראה ביותר שידעה מדינתנו. מדינתי שלי.
But one woman's placard stands out in a country often so consumed with vengeance. It says, "Looking the occupation in the eye."
Like me, believe that you can have empathy for both sides. You need to have a solution for both sides. We are very, very shocked, and we are against it. We are against what the Israeli military is doing.
It's reassuring to see some Israelis still have the Palestinians in mind. But the issue for Israel now goes well beyond the occupation. It goes to allegations of genocide. For Ami Dror, a military stalwart, even as soldiers post their wrongdoing, blaming them rather than the politicians is a red line.
There's been a ruling by the ICJ, as you know, about genocidal acts.
Don't blame the Israeli army for genocide. Definitely blame the Israeli government for wrongdoing and not giving instructions. The Israeli government is totally responsible for a lot of killings that should not have happened. Yeah, and by the way, one of the reasons why I like to talk about war crimes, because those war crimes eventually will take down this government. Because no matter how you look at it, every member of the Israeli government is responsible for war crimes, and those war crimes will chase them for the rest of their life, no matter what. You have members of his government, a convicted terrorist, Itamar Ben-Gvir. They have a very clear messianic agenda of actually taking Gaza, bringing it over, and building settlements over there.
Since I've left Israel, the country is sliding further into turmoil. The Kahanis settler youth have been repeatedly trying to get through the border fence, part of their plan to resettle Gaza. All this brazenly posted on their social media.
אחרי שהיום היה הצעדה בקריאה להתיישבות בעזה, אנחנו הולכים ליישב אותה בעזרת השם. כולנו הלכנו לא בקריאה להתיישבות, בהתיישבות. כולנו בדרך לעזה, דרך מעבר ארז. אנחנו כאן על הגדר, עברנו את הטרמינל, אנחנו כבר בפנים.
The soldiers' posts have become more frequent, more disturbing.
עזה נשרפת, תשרפו חיים, יא שרמוטות בני זונות, אמא שלכם זונה בת זונה.
Barefoot Ron reached out to say he didn't agree with some of the views in this film. He's carried on posting videos from Gaza. I leave Israel shocked by my time here. Why did Israel's military commanders allow these images to be published? And why did huge numbers of Israelis share them? What does it say about Israel that extremists previously on the fringes are now in government, their far-right incitement echoed within the media, in turn radicalizing wider society? And how will the killing and dehumanization of so many Palestinians ever allow for peace, ever allow for justice?